to be a self-taught dancer and how that came to be when I didn't grow up in any studios or in any creative type environment. Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm a dancer, choreographer, and creative who is on a creator error journey and finally trying to figure out what it means to be fully myself in this space. So I grew up not dancing in any studios, and really I was just learning everything I could on any movie, TV show, everything on Disney, everything on YouTube. You know, sitting in your computer room, if you are around my age, you had one of those. You were in a room with a whole computer and watching YouTube. I was constantly forcing all my non-dancer friends to dance with me and learn things they had absolutely no interest in learning. And really, I always fostered a love for dance, a love for creating, for putting on shows for my family, and not just for fun, but like I truly felt that in my bones. I was like, this is what I want to be doing. But I didn't know I could make a career out of it because I wasn't a dancer and I wasn't in that kind of space. My dad was a professional singer, and I didn't think anything of that other than that's just my dad. He's just awesome. He can do that. I don't know. Anyway, when I was in high school, I tried to go to a studio because I really wanted to learn. My sister had gotten me signed up for community cheerleading when I was in middle school. I fell in love with that. I did that all through high school, but I was still missing that like dance piece that wasn't just cheer dance. But I was either ridiculed or turned away at every studio I went to because I was too old. It was too late to train me to do anything like that. So I just kept focusing on cheerleading and making up my own dances, and I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really know any better to like push further. I was just like, these people are just telling me I can't. I didn't understand at the time that there was any way to kind of push past that. Fast forward to college, I originally went to a college that I got on the cheerleading team for and actually ended up on their dance team because I saw them and I was like, wow, I think I'm supposed to be over there. And I absolutely loved it. They were an amazing team community. I didn't end up staying at that school, but when I went to my new school, they didn't have a dance team. And they were like, you can make one though. I was like, say less, okay? I was all about it. I was a menace until I had that team. And if you knew me in college, you know that was absolutely true. I was constantly talking to everybody about it. I would not shut up about it. I would not stop until I had the paperwork I needed, the people I needed, the signups I needed. And I mean, in the beginning, it was an absolute train wreck. I mean, I didn't know any better than what I had learned myself. And I had a dream and I was going after it. No matter how messy it was or disorganized it was, I was just so excited. And so I'll be the first one to admit I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, but I was excited to be there and I was excited to create things with other people. And so all of a sudden I realized we're this team of like misfits that had come together. Either it was students that had never danced before that thought it sounded like fun, or they were students that had danced in the past and gotten turned away because they weren't the right type of dancer, or they felt belittled by their environment, and now they were here because they wanted to learn something new and be in an environment where that wasn't the case. And I realized I tapped into something there. There was something to the fact that we all wanted to perform, but none of us we weren't trying to be perfect. We weren't trying to be the next best dancer in the world. We just wanted to perform for the love of it. We wanted to express. We wanted to create. And I realized then that this would be my career. It sounds like a really bold statement, but I truly mean it in my being. I felt it every single time we performed, every single time we hit something at practice, every semester that we got better. I felt it in my entire body that this is what I meant to be doing, to helping people feel more confident, feel better about their lives, to heal through movement. This was the move. So fast forward, because I could talk about that team all day long. When I left college, I found a wonderful team of teachers at a studio nearby that was willing to help me learn, as well as allow me to teach with them and learn how to teach better. So I was doing great for teaching in college because we just kind of learned more every year. I was constantly watching videos. Nowadays there's a lot more tutorial videos on YouTube from real dance teachers who are putting actual things out there of, this is how you do this is about this technique. And as far as making sure my dancers were safe and like doing everything they needed to, my background in cheerleading allowed me to do that, to make sure we were stretching, to make sure we were exercising and warming up our bodies before we started dancing, all of that stuff. So that wasn't really my concern. It was, I know that if I go on to teach this more, I'm going to need that more technical background. I want to make it clear because there's a lot of dancers on here lately that have been attacking the fact that there's people trying to teach that don't know technique. Technique is important. Very important if you're going to be a dance teacher, if you're going to be in a studio, if that's what you are going to be primarily doing. Technique is important in all dance to make sure you're safe, to make sure like you're actually doing the right things. And I say and, not but, when I started with this dream, I was focused on how do we get people to heal through the expression of dance? And that could mean a performance. And that doesn't mean we're trying to be professional dancers. I'm not sitting here saying I know everything there is to know. I'm saying that I have a niche piece of wanting to teach dance that is more focused on confidence building and then the technique piece. So there is both. I am pushing for both. And I'm trying to foster that community where you're not turned away just because you don't pick it up immediately. And so being taught by other teachers after college was amazing because I could see the way that they were teaching technique in a way that wasn't intimidating, in a way that was encouraging to their students. And I was like, this is what I've been looking for my entire life. And so through them, I've gotten now to teach in a studio. I teach various classes and put the emphasis on the technique, and I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly going to other teachers. I'm watching other teachers. I'm learning myself before I'm teaching it to my students, and really pushing in that direction to make sure I am living up to what my students need from a teacher. I'm not perfect, and if I don't know something, I'm going to own up to that, and I'm going to say, let's find out together, or I'm going to ask another teacher that I know knows more than I do. I am not here to claim that I know everything, and that's why I'm doing what I do. I'm doing what I do to heal through movement, to express through movement, to connect through movement, to create something that is beyond the professional dance world. I give so much credit. I have a lot of friends and know a lot of people who are in professional dance spaces, and I give them all the credit in the world because they're doing the things they need to be doing. And I realize that what I need to be doing is not ridiculing myself for not having the same path as them and not knowing everything there is to know or being in the professional dance space. What I need is to stick to the thing that I wanted to do in the first place. Healing through movement. Okay, we're getting the trend here. This is so much more to me than trying to make it big. I want to do that. I don't want to do it in the same way that other people do. And I think that sometimes that's misconstrued or lost in translation because we're so focused on making sure that there aren't teachers that are just teaching just because they are a good dancer, right? There's a difference between being a good teacher and being a good dancer. And there's all the different nuances that go into it. But at the end of the day, I realized where my passion lied and what I wanted that to look like. And it happens to be through the modality of dance that I want to do those things. And on the days where I sit here and feel like an absolute imposter and feel like I shouldn't be doing this, I look back at the text messages that I have, at the stories that we've told, at the performances that we've done, myself and my students, myself and my team, and say, hey, wait a second, these aren't fake results. These aren't fake stories. These aren't fake students. These were real things that happened, and part of it was because I was teaching. I don't even want to have to say this, but it's not to sound conceited. It's not to be like I'm the best teacher in the entire world. It's because I know that that means something. I know that there's proof there that there was change that happened within my students because of the things they learned within our time together. I saw a confidence change. I saw a light bulb go off. I saw something happen, a transformation, and you can't lie about that. So my self-taught journey is going from having absolutely no clue that this could even be a career and just something that I felt so passionately about, to turning it into something that I wanted to continue doing for my entire life. And this is where the creator era comes from, realizing that I'm going to take all these pieces that I really, really love and turn them into something that other people hopefully love as well. So if you want to come along for the journey, I would love for you to. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio, and you can hop onto my email list, just DM or comment email list, and you'll get all the updates, sales, fun little freebies in your inbox delivered. And yeah.